Hey queens, welcome back to my channel. How y'all been doing? Today we're gonna get into another series of how I was married to a gay man. Now before we get into this story time, I just want to let y'all know that my stories are not to bash anyone. They are not to bash anyone. It is just me telling my story. I'm telling these stories because I don't want to be one of those people that grow up with trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma. I don't want to do that, and I'm actually quite honestly tired of holding all these stories in. So I figured if I talk about them, maybe I can let it go. Okay, and it's been working. It's been working. Okay. Also, I do want to encourage every one of you guys to go and get tested. Make sure you go to your doctors every 6 months or every year. No matter what. If you've been with the same person for 10 years, I don't care. Go get checked up. Go get checked out and make sure that everything is okay. All right, now into the story. So around the time I had to been about 18 or 19, something like that. I met this guy named Marcus. That's what we gonna call him. We gonna call him Marcus. I met him, but he was someone that I had went to high school with, so I kind of already knew of him. We had some mutual friends or whatever. So after, we started talking some type of weird way. I don't remember exactly how we started talking, but we started talking. And like a short amount of time had went past, and at that time I was like eager to like move out of my mama's house, because y'all know, like, being a girl, when you turn a certain age, like, you think you grown, your mama got all these rules and this, that, and the third, so you just be ready to go, like you be ready to get out of her house. I was one of those kids. Like, I was ready to get out of my mom's house. So I end up, after talking to Marcus for like, I don't know how long it was, but I ended up moving with him into his apartment. And when I moved into his apartment, everything was fine. It was going good. Nothing was wrong. I didn't suspect nothing at the time. So, I want to say a year or two had went past, and we said we was gonna get married, because we was grown. We was shacking. But we just knew we knew what we was doing. We knew what life was all about. We was just gonna get married and be done with it. Child, we got married. And when we got married, all hell broke loose. Now, the day we got married, my granddad ended up getting into a car accident. Mind you, I was 2 hours late for my own wedding. I don't know why. I don't know how. I was up early, but I was still late. Okay? Now, my granddad get into this accident. After the wedding, I don't know how long after the wedding, y'all, but I just can't recall dates. But I know, like, around the time it was after the wedding, for some reason, like, he would always be up at night. And I used to, when somebody getting out the bed with you, you gonna automatically wake up and see what the fuck they doing. So one night I went to see what he was doing, y'all, and he was just in the living room looking out the window. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. What is this nigga doing looking out the window? Still never crossed my mind that he had a whole nother lifestyle that I knew nothing about. But when I seen him looking out the window, y'all, I guess I scared him. This nigga turned around and pushed me so hard. Y'all, he pushed me so hard. This shit was so funny. Like, I never forget that. So, anyways, fast forward. I end up getting pregnant by him. I ended up getting pregnant, and I want to say like a week or two later, I end up having a miscarriage. But after the miscarriage, it's like when everything slowly started to come out. Now, mind you, I had like, now, some of my family had told me that he was a little, but I ain't you know when people tell me stuff, I never listen to them. Like, I never listen to them. It's like I gotta go test the waters and find out my fucking self all the time. So that's what I did. Anyways, but after I lost the baby, um, a little time after that, I got up one day and I remember grabbing the laptop because I was in school. I was in college, so I grabbed a laptop so I could do some of my schoolwork. And when I opened the laptop, his email was up. Like, he hadn't exited out of his email. So by us being newly married, I'm like, well, shit, I'm finna look and see. Like, if you know me, you know that I'm nosy. So I looked to see what was in his email. And when I looked, I seen some emails from P-Hub and Craigslist. And I was like, well, I'm like, he looking at P-Hub. Let me go see, what he looking at, because we just married. Like, I could learn some stuff. That's what in my mind, I promise you that's what I was thinking. Like, let me go see what he like so I can, try some stuff. Child, I clicked on that P-Hub email. And when I went to the page, he had a whole account. That's what threw me off, because I'm like, nobody really make no account on P-Hub. Like, they normally just go see what they gonna see, do what they gonna do, and they get up off of there. No, he had a whole account. So, yeah, I clicked on it. And I'm like, okay, you know how you get to the main page, but I'm like, let me go up and click in his account and see his recently viewed videos. Yeah, why I done it? It's like Jesus was like, okay, you done already got in this mirror, so here, you want to see? I'ma show you here. I promise you that's how I feel. Like, he was just like, here you go. Look at it and deal with it. But I looked at the recently viewed videos, y'all, and Marcus had been watching Men with Men. And I was like, what the fuck? That's all. I was like, whoa. Like, you know how if you ever had COVID, right? You know how you be breathing but can't breathe? Like, you breathing but something taking your breath? That's how I feel. So when I saw that, I clicked out of it real fast, because I'm like, Lord, like, I had no business being in this man email. Like, at that time, I'm like, I done forgot I was married to him. I'm like, I had no business doing it. But something in my mind was like, go a little further. Scroll on down. So, y'all, when I tell y'all I scroll down, and I clicked on a Craigslist email. And when I clicked on that email, I'm reading it, and it's talking about a massage. So I'm like, okay, maybe he was trying to get him a massage, me a massage, somebody a massage. So I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Like, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's not that bad. It's just a massage. Y'all, I scroll down, and in emails, when you scroll down, you could see the whole message line, like, of the sent messages, the received message. Like, it'd be a whole trail of them. So I scroll down, and I'm reading, child. And it was an exotic massage by another man. And he was asking the man, well, what all comes with this massage and this, that, and the third. And y'all, I was done. I was done. So I closed the laptop, and I text him. I'm like, you need to come home, because we need to talk. Like, I need some understanding, because at that time I didn't have none. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, we married 6 months into our marriage. I'm like, we married. Like, you didn't think to tell me this when we first started talking? Like, if you ain't know how to tell nobody, I could have been your friend. I didn't have to be your wife. I could have been your friend. Anyways, I digress. He come to the house, and for some reason, like, he always had this little, like a y'all know how some men be like, they care but they don't care, like they real nonchalant with their feelings. He was always like that. So when he come to the house, it kind of like pissed me off, so I end up leaving. So I was like, I'ma leave, go get me a bottle, do what I wanted to do, because at that point, I'm like, this is over with. Like, we married, but we ain't. that's how I feel. So the next day, I went back to the house because I'm like, I need to figure out, like, if he really gay or if he just like having thoughts about it. Like, I wanted to know, like, I really wanted to know. I was curious then, because I'm like, okay, we've been married for 6 months, we've been together for some years, like, I needed some answers. So I go back to the house, y'all, and I'm like, I'm just gonna ask him some questions, because I really, child, when I want to know something, I'm gonna ask. So I was like, I'm just gonna ask some questions to see, what's really going on. So I started off by asking him, was he gay? He said no. Now, at that time, in my mind, I didn't know you could be bisexual or whatever. I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, nigga, you a little something. But anyways, so after I asked him that, he said no. And I was like, okay. So the next question, I'm like, well, when you watching this, like, do you get aroused? Do you get a kick out of watching this? And he like, yeah. Like, the answers was just flowing, and I'm sitting there just stupid looking. Like, I was sitting there just dumb looking, because I'm like, I'm asking questions like, well, when you watching it, do you get, do it do something for you? So he like, yeah. So when he said yeah, my mind was going. I asked another question. I'm like, so what parts make you, what parts make you get a little turned up? So he like, the eating the ASS part. I ain't gonna say it on here because I don't want them to take my video down. The eating the ASS part, the sucking the blank part, and the effing part. So when he said that, y'all, I was like, oh, bitch. When that boy said that, I was like, oh my God. It's like, huh? I was like, well, baby, I don't know how to, like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how to break this down to you. But, sir, you will look gay. You will look gay. And I can't do nothing about none of that. I don't have that down yonder. I don't have that part. So what can we possibly do? Child, after that, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. And I was thinking in my mind, like, Jesus, is this what 20 is gonna be like? And it was. It was. All these stories I'm finna tell y'all happened in my 20s. I'm 32 now. I'm 32. Finna be 33. All these stories happened in my 20s. But I refuse to carry them until I'm 40. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's why people commit suicide. That's why people be bitter. That's why people can't smile. They can't forgive, because they hold on to all the hurt that happened in their entire life. I'm not going to be that person. I can sit here, tell these stories, and laugh about them now because it was funny. It was funny. It's funny now. Let me rephrase. It's funny now, but it was not funny then. But it was some lessons that I had to learn in every story that I'm going to tell y'all. So, listen. You don't have to find no humor in it, but that's just what I do. That's just how I Because looking back, I be like, child, that was a movie. My life has been a movie. It has absolutely been a movie. I'm serious. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one because we got some more stuff to talk about. The next video is gonna be about how I was almost gang raped. The day that I left my husband, I went and got some alcohol. I went to his sister's house. I met up with a guy. I went by his house to like release some tension. And he called a whole gang of niggas over there. I'm talking about 6 other niggas walked in. Yeah. So we gonna talk about that on the next video. Now y'all don't be getting emotional on me. Don't be soft on your girl. Don't feel sorry for me because I don't feel sorry for me. I personally have enough understanding to know certain situations I placed myself in, and I had to learn from those situations. Like, it's one thing, you can place yourself in a situation, but when you do that, I feel like it's always a lesson that you have to learn, because you're gonna have to fight like hell to get out of it. Just being honest, you're gonna have to fight like hell to get out of any situation that you put yourself in. And I think it's always good to get out of those situations and come tell somebody else and help somebody else so they won't take their stupid tail and go be in the same situation that you was in. You know? It's like if I go down the street and it's a coyote down there and I see somebody, I make it out, but I see somebody else walking down the street. Like, I'm going to go try to save them from getting ate by that coyote that I just saw down that street. Okay? So thank y'all for tuning in. I pray y'all have a blessed day, a blessed 2023, because I am. This is me unpacking my trauma. And I'm sorry. Y'all got to hear about it. But I'd rather y'all hear about it, learn from it, than to go through it. Okay? I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next video.